Ghost of Tsushima. I think I got that right. Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima. I remember playing this game. It's been a little bit, but it was a lot of fun at the time. It's it was welcome. I remember when the game came out. It was an aspect of it was sold as playing through a movie, an old samurai film, and they really delivered. It was one of those Akira Kurosawa films. In the options mode, you could even set the settings to be in black and white and have that grainy filter over it. That's what I did during the playthrough. And during the chapter cutscenes, like before every chapter, they would show a still frame of a moment. It could be a statue, reeds, grass, that sort of thing. And those little moments, they really felt like old samurai. They felt like the Zatoichi films or Lady Snowblood or something like that, where the cinematography was really dialed up. They took their time and they really crafted something. During the game, you don't see that sort of cinematography. It feels more today. The cutscenes feel more right now in terms of filmmaking. The main character is called Jin Susai, I think. And one thing that was really neat is that at the beginning of the game, you start out and he has broken armor. You start the game in a battle, the very first scene. And it's the kind of thing where you're really starting on the back foot. And I'm not saying that, well, you could play the game and have it be like Die Hard. But throughout the game, as he levels up, you get stronger, you get stronger armors. Your skill set improves. You get more abilities. The armor customization is pretty neat. As you go from infantry armor to something more like an actual samurai, shogun type armor with the face mask, the shoulder pads, antlers, all sorts of things. The more toned down armor customization is like a headband. A new sword. A new sword hilt or sheath traditional, like when you put a katana on the mantle. Ghost of Tsushima was a lot of fun. It had it's one of those games where once you start playing it, there's an immersion where, okay, I'm this character for a while. You don't want to play anything else. Um, there's a lot of stuff. If I remember correctly, what happens in the game without spoiling it is that an outside invader from Mongolia is infiltrating Japan. And that's pretty much it. It's it's a local no-no. And he has to deal with his the corruption or non-corruption of the people in charge, plus them dealing with the invader. And it's a well-crafted story. It's a movie. The characters are memorable. They caught me off guard with a romance. There is and isn't. I'm not going to say anything about it. Um, there's a lot of neat things in this game. There's a lot of, I want to say gimmicks, but there's style and gameplay. They do something where there's no direction on the map of where you need to go next. The wind blows. And you can blow your flute and get a sense of where the wind is blowing the grass. And you ride off in that direction. It'll take you to the next step in your journey. He has the coolest way to heal in a video game I've probably ever seen. It's a little bit of Star Wars too. As if he gets damaged and you hit the button to heal, Jin will punch his side. He'll punch his side with a hand, a balled fist, a couple times and say, okay, that didn't hurt me. He'll just strengthen the wound or try and toughen it up, walk it off. It was the coolest thing to have to get through the game like that. Speaking of being a samurai, another aspect of the game is the showdown, where you're doing one-on-one duels. And that can happen often. That can happen at any encounter. Kind of like in Final Fantasy, how they have the open range and you can run and you can pick your encounters. and you have your little chocobo and you run into a bad guy. This game does that where you see someone down the road and you can choose to attack them from afar with a bow and arrow. You can run up on them and just start swinging. Or you can hop off your horse and march towards them, which is, I think, the best one. And the game will take over. And the bad guys will point you out and say, "Who is this?" And then it's a showdown between you and one of them where it's a mini game happens where you have to strike before your opponent strikes. And it's challenging. But eventually you get a sense of it and you become this awesome samurai where you pick up the speed skills to handle those things. I'd have to point out if the main thing about playing this game is the combat. What stands out the most are two things. I wouldn't say the graphics. People say it's a brand new samurai game. They spend time and money on it. The graphics are good. The graphics are of now. And they're good. But what I would point them to is the combat of the game and the fact that it plays as a movie. Those two things sell this game, I think. And with the combat of it, it's very sensitive. Jin has I'm not going to say a floaty nature to him, but the controls, I don't know, he drifts a little bit. It's not a Tomb Raider. Same thing happened with the Star Wars Jedi Outcast, Survivor. The character is on screen and he drifts a little bit. But there's a sensitivity to the sword play of where when you hit the button, there will be a strike. And if you keep hitting it, he has a move set where he'll strike. And it puts you in this mode of role playing where it's holy cow. I just chopped at someone twice really fast. The blades are dangerous. But at the same time, it's not a gore game. People wear armor. It's a little old, it's like one of those old westerns where you shoot and the cowboy falls off his horse. You don't see all sorts of damage taking place. Jin walks around with a sword and he's chopping at everyone. And then they just fall down. It's like one of those old samurai movies. The one thing that could have made it even better is if they had used paint. They did video game blood. You can turn it off. But they did a video game blood splash, which is like some sort of special effect of water. And to really make it old samurai. It would have had to have been a thick paint a red paint that you'd get from Home Depot or something. I think that's what they used to use, and it's theatrical. Uh, yeah, it's a fun game. It's also a long game. I remember playing this and wondering how far along I was. The story, there's a dip in this story of where he has to go around from, he's cleaning up the town, and it's a big town. So it's one of those games where you're get ready to be invested and looking over, having the responsibility to look over a land. It probably, the story probably would have been, I don't know, a little more well received if it was a bit shorter. There's, at the same time, who wants more game is great. There's a DLC. There's DLC where the story doesn't end. You go to an island. And on the island is shaman. And you have to deal with those guys. Ghost of Tsushima is a good game. I haven't played the sequel yet. But I highly recommend the first one. The other bit of combat within the game that really stands out, you have your showdowns, you have your sword play, which is very sensitive, and then there's a quick move set. Past that, it's how you function in the game. And it's a stealth game. It's a game where they have camps, Mongolian camps, and he goes in and stealthily clears them out. Where you sneak around tents, barracks, and whatnot. It's a bit like Tenchu and Metal Gear. But you don't have to do any of that. You could just charge right in and start swinging and be a really good swordsman. And the game will challenge you. One-on-one is one thing, but you can build up an entire camp chasing after you. And people will back off and watch the swordplay happen. And then the next guy will march forward. And archers won't leave you alone the whole time. It's good. My favorite part of the game, by the way, was not the sauna baths, but anything that dealt with the archer. He went, at some point, he goes back to his old teacher to learn archery again, and his teacher has a new student. And that whole storyline was really neat. I even saved a cutscene from it. It's fancy. It made me wish that that was a real movie. It made me wish that Ghost of Tsushima was an actual movie that I could watch. But it's a video game, and I'd have to say it's worth your time. Okay. That's my review of Ghost of Tsushima.